Hello everybody and welcome back to Star Citizen. We're at Grimhex here, and today I've got a cautionary tale that I want to tell you people. Whoa, you got a little problem with your skirt there, buddy. Got a little Marilyn Monroe action going there. Okay, so this is pertaining towards one of the worst bugs I have run across in Star Citizen, and just recently this happened to a good friend of mine, one of my org mates, and I don't want this to happen to you. And not only am I going to talk about what it is, I'm going to talk about how to easily avoid it. And I would appreciate you shutting up, because this is important. Alright, mister? I don't want to have to talk to you again. Okay, so essentially what happened is my org mate was messing around with his armor, and then when he got out of that configuration menu, his character crunched into a little ball, and his exact words, a marble. And you cannot get out of that mode. You cannot switch your armor to get out of it. You cannot quit out of the game and get back in. You have to literally contact CIG and get them to fix your profile, and that is a huge inconvenience. So I'm going to be keeping up on this bug. I'm going to find out when they have a fix for it. And because this really paranoids me to no end, because honestly right before that bug happened, I was going to do a big expose on all the different armor types and show you exactly like what the benefits were to each one, how much stuff you could have when you're wearing each piece, armor protection, whether or not any of these helmets give you more oxygen when you're moving around, that kind of stuff. And I'm not doing that right now. Like, this bug is so bad that I really do not want to screw around and even take the chance of even having it happen to me. But here's the fix to it. So, well, actually, no, before I go into the fix, let me just go in and demonstrate exactly what happens. So you go into your mobi-glass, you go into your equipment manager, and under all these options, it apparently happens from altering too many of these options at once. I do not know what the exact number is, but like I said, the workaround is very easy. When you're going around and you're changing something, just change one piece of armor or whatever it is at a time. Hit save changes and equip, and I would even go so far as to get out of the screen and then go back into it. I know this is an inconvenience for right now and it is kind of annoying, but you know what's more annoying? Having to be turned into a marble and then having to go to CIG and saying, unmarble me please, because this sucks and I really like playing the game. So just a cautionary tale for people. Yeah, just don't let this happen to you. It was very easy to avoid, and I have heard about this bug before, but I kind of ignored it. And then it happened to a friend of mine, and at that point, it's too real to ignore. So I'm going to kind of hold off of doing that right now, is doing that whole thing with the armor. Like, so far the pieces of armor I have is I have this one right now, the gray heavy banded armor, and I've got the two pieces of calico armor. Now, like I said before, we're over here at Grimhex in case you didn't recognize, and this has like some unique armor sets to it. Now, if you go over to Levski, it has pretty much the same selection with the exception of this guy, but all these armor pieces are what we've been referring to as the mustard colored armor set. They're a little bit more of like a gray poupon kind of color, but the exact same thing. So if you think the gray is a little too drab, head over to Levski and get it. And of course, Olisar, everybody knows the selection that's Olisar, that's the Marine. Now, just for walking around, I used to walk around with the heavy legs, and with the medium calico armor body, and with the futuristic Jason mask over here, and I used to walk around like that. Ideally, I'll show you what I'm sporting right now. Yeah, see, I'm sporting this. I got to get rid of that railgun armor, or that railgun ammunition. That's kind of sorting into my character. That's breaking the immersion for me. Oh god. Oh. But yeah, so I'm wearing all medium armor, and I'm wearing the Odyssey helmet. I think it looks neat, and really it provides, honestly, like a great view. You can't really get over this too much. One of the things is a huge pet peeve of mine, essentially, is the view. Because, I mean, essentially, this, you know, when you're dealing with a monitor, instantly your peripheral vision is being deleted, so you can't see that way. So you're kind of working on a handicap to begin with. And then when they do something like they further frame the view even more, and I realize they're doing that for immersion and a little bit for balance, but ideally I'd rather forego the armor protection to have better view. So especially for most of the stuff you're doing, like flying around, being in the cockpit of your ship, combat, and just running around. And ideally, this is another thing too, people have been wearing one piece of the heavy armor. If you do that, it still weighs you down significantly. Like, I was walking around with just the heavy legs for quite a while, and it was amazing just how much that reduced my stamina. So I mean, ideally, just for moving around, I would really recommend just one of the flight suits. I mean, you still kind of look like a noob running around, but man, you can run for days as opposed to what it's like running around in this armor. And it's so easy to get into it if you're going to go with a bunch of friends, or you're going to do some pirating, or you're going to go take on some pirates. You can always put on your armor later on. Just like I said before, put it on one piece at a time, just to avoid that bug. So that's just that little bit of cautionary tale that I wanted to give to you guys to make you aware of what's going on. And once again, I'm going to keep you updated. As soon as I hear any information, I will make sure to talk about it and give it to you right away. So I kind of hope that helps. You know, be safe out there in the verse, be smart. This is a fun game, but you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's a buggy game. So you know, but most of these bugs, especially the really bad ones, we can still avoid if you just take some you know, necessary steps. But yeah, I'm loving Grimhex. I'm just kind of walking around. I actually have not been here since the rework. Actually, I think I'm lying to you. I've been here like once since the rework, but I didn't really explore it all that much. I think I just came right in, grabbed some armor, and I grabbed some weapons, and I just kind of ran off. So I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to build up my money, and I'm going to be buying weapons next and showing you guys off like how the new weapons look, their range, their damage, all that kind of good stuff. So here's something else I wanted to show everybody. When you come off the elevator into Grimhex, into like what they refer to as the core area, just come up here, hang your first left, and hang your first right. And you're going to find yourself smack dab in... Oh god, you again. Dude, your dad must have really gotten around. That's all I'm saying. So you could find yourself over here in the trading console. And I really love the look of this. Let's just take a buy, select a location. Select one of my many cutlasses that I have for absolutely no reason. And I love this alien isolation look of all these, of the interface. This is really nice. So I think I'm going to be doing some trading here at Grimhex for a while. And not necessarily buying anything. I'm looking at these prices and, you know, it's almost hardly worth the cost of gas to go back and forth from here back over to Alisar. At least right now. I'm going to look over this in a little bit more detail and see what it has, but from now on, instead of going to Alisar, I think I'm going to be doing the trading run over from Daymar and bringing it back over to here. Because you look at certain things like, you know, barrel is good price, aluminum, cordum, where is hydrogen, laranite, that's what I was looking at. This is 99. This has really gone down in demand over at Alisar. Like, everybody goes back from Daymar to Alisar, and the laramite prices have plummeted, but they're still really strong here and over at Levski. And I've been running around over at Levski this morning, and Levski was really kind of buggy, I think is the way I'd put it. You know, it was kind of, there was a lot of really obnoxious stuff to deal with that I really didn't want to have to put up with. And right now Grimhex is, I mean, look at this, this place is dead. I mean, you could hear a pin drop around here. So prices are really good, and that's one thing that's really important to know when you're trading, is to, you know, realize your market. Like, everybody is going to Alisar, which means the prices for Grimhex and the prices for Levski are going really up. A lot of people go to Levski as a secondary, and not a lot of people really go to Grimhex. I was really kind of surprised how many people don't go here. So I think this is going to be my new trading run for a little bit until I get sick of it. Or until it starts becoming problematic. Okay, so let's get something that's a little more Grimhex appropriate here. I showed up in a Super Hornet, and I'm going to be leaving in a Cutlass Black. Okay, so that's Alisar. It's unfortunately going to be left on the pad over at Alisar. Let's Let's retrieve the Cutlass 2.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Thank you. I think that was on purpose. It's because nothing works here. Landing gear up.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Oh, I will. Oh, I will. Let's get out of here. Oh, I think this is my favorite quantum travel amongst any of these. It actually backs you up a little bit and then shoots you forward. Love that. Whoa, that is crazy ominous. I've never pulled up to the dark side of this planet before. Okay, so Kudra Ore. Alright, here we are back at Kudra Ore. It doesn't look like there's anybody around, so we don't have to worry about that. That is not going to be an issue. Perfect. Nice. Let's see if I can rotate a little bit over. That's good. And we'll do the usual. Everybody does this. Engines off. Keep the power on. And get going. And there's one other thing too. Let's see. This is like the new hipster way for everybody to get out of their ship. You know, essentially the rationale behind a lot of people doing this is that people can't get into your ship when you do that, which is a good point, but I mean, it's not leaving your ship when you got to worry about people trying to get on. It's when you get back on your ship. That's when people pull the ninja. But it's still fun to do, so I mean, hey, why not? Okay, that opened up on its own. Good sign. Pretty much means I'm not going to be laying in here and waiting for an ambush. Did that cycle? What's going on? There we go. And I'm not going to try and break the bank. I'm just going to try and buy a little bit. Or actually just see how much they have available. Okay, so Great Cutlass. Yeah, Laranite is still kind of cheap. So how much can I buy? 17. It's not too bad. I'll purchase that. Wow, that barely filled anything. Okay, so what else do we got here? Maybe some barrel. That's still kind of cheap. See how much of this I can buy. 21? Yeah, I'll purchase that. Okay. And even if I do have a problem on the way back, that's not going to set me back too much. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, another thing about jumping out of the side. You're not going to hurt... The only place where you're going to hurt yourself doing that is Al-Asar. Everywhere else, you're pretty much golden, so... But this right here, this is the critical point. This is where people usually try to sneak up behind you. And the reasoning is while you're over here with your back to the door, they'll sneak up right past you and go over here where you can't see them. And generally what I do is when I'm kind of coming up here, if you hold down F, closed door comes up. You can close your door right there as you come up, and the door will shut before you even get inside, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. But a good smart move is to always come over here and check this corner, because this is where the guy's going to be hiding. If there's nobody there, you're good to go. Now, I have encountered a bug where that door just would not open, and that freaked me out. I usually have to just leave the ship and come back a couple of times, and usually that self-corrects. Alright. Let's get going.
Engines offline. Engines online. Launch complete. Landing gear up.
And there is one other thing I want to see if I can show you as we enter the atmosphere. Let's see. Oh man, I never get tired of this. I really never do. Look at that planet. It's especially beautiful too when you're on the Terminator between the light and the dark side.
Quantum drive is now on.
Yeah, so you notice how it's still orange, but I can actually travel to it still. That happens a lot with astral bodies, so usually it's worth trying. And if you can't, then it just, you know, try later. Alright.
Quantum drive is now off.
I love the background and the look of this. The rings just look so much better than they used to. They just did such a good job with this. Alright, so let's get over to Grimhex. There it is. There's our destination. Where are you hiding? There you are. No, you're an orbital marker. Well, you must be over here then. Orbital marker. Where are we looking? Where are you hiding? Right up in here somewhere. Oh, you know what? It didn't appear. If I can see orbital markers, then I can't see Grimhex. So, that's a good indicator. Let's try this again. There we go. Yeah, operator error. That wasn't set as my destination. So, let's try that again. Mr. Hex, there you are.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
Oh, slow down there, pal. Alright. Let's get our orientation going. I find it so difficult to see this sometimes. It's almost really worth going in this view. Alright, let's get a landing pad assignment.
Landing
Drop my gear.
down.
Landing pad assigned.
We're almost good to go. And I'm not proud. I'm going to let the computer guide me in again. I don't want any problems all the way up to this point. I'm doing too good. I don't want to tempt the fates.
Automated landing.
Plus I get to do this. Man, look at that background.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
And here we are back to the trading console. And we'll see what we got. Which one did I use? No. It shows you right up here. 46. So it sold the barrel. That sells at 5? That's pathetic. Get rid of it anyway. Get it out of my hold. It sells for 34? Wait a minute. That's just a bold-faced lie. Are you kidding me? That was not equitable at all. Let's see what the buy price is for it. Actually, see what the sell price is. Laranite 44, that dropped so hard. Wow. That was 99 when I looked at it last. That is bad. Alright, so we made almost nothing off of that run. That was a bust. And if I look back at the numbers, I might even have lost a credit or two. But I'm still going to keep working on it. I like Grim Hex. I think I got to keep an eye on those numbers being able to fluctuate. I would really love to have something that I could look at, like right off my Moby Glass, to check these numbers and checking as they're fluctuating real time. You are getting nowhere quick, buddy. Yeah. Alright. Good luck with that. And once again, thank you guys very much for joining me for this episode of Star Citizen. Have a great day, and I hope to see you again real soon. Goodbye, everybody.